You've been told a lie. A huge one. You've been told that to get healthy, sharpen your brain, and just feel good after 40, you have to give up everything that makes life fun. That glass of wine at the end of a long day. Gone. That little piece of chocolate you look forward to after dinner? Forget about it. The life you've built, with all its little pleasures, has to be torn down and replaced with a joyless, boring existence. But what if that's not the whole story? What if the key to a sharper, faster brain isn't about quitting what you love, but about getting smarter about it? In this video, I'm going to show you some science-backed biohacks to upgrade your brain and body after 40. Without giving up the lifestyle you actually enjoy. We're not talking about restriction, we're talking about intelligence. Let's be honest. The reason most health kicks fail is that they demand 100% perfection, 100% of the time. They're built on a foundation of no, don't, and can't. It's a model that's destined to fail because it ignores human nature. We're wired for pleasure, for ritual, for connection, and a lot of our so-called vices are tangled up in those very things. The secret isn't to declare war on your habits. It's to outsmart them. After 40, our biology changes. Our metabolism shifts, our hormones are on a different ride, and our brain needs different kinds of support. But our bodies are also incredibly adaptable. The science of neuroplasticity shows us that our brains can form new connections and change throughout our lives. And the fuel for that change comes from the small, consistent choices we make every day. A great framework for this is a flexible eating pattern called the MIND diet. It stands for Mediterranean-Intervention for Neurodegenerative Delay. In a notable observational study from Rush University, researchers found that people who followed it most closely had cognitive function equivalent to being about 7.5 years younger. Now, this is an association, not a guarantee, but it points to the power of a brain-focused diet. This isn't a diet in the miserable sense. It's a template that emphasizes foods your brain loves, like antioxidants and omega-3s, while still leaving room for real life. It's about adding in so much good stuff that the not-so-good stuff has less of an impact. So, let's get practical. How do we apply this redefine, don't restrict philosophy to two of the biggest supposed villains, alcohol and sugar? The prevailing myth is that to be healthy after 40, you have to become a complete teetotaler. Any drop of alcohol is sabotaging your brain, sleep, and waistline. And while it's true that excessive drinking is incredibly harmful, the all-or-nothing approach often sets us up to fail. Let's be real, for many of us, a glass of wine isn't just about the alcohol. It's a ritual that says the workday is over. It's a tool for connecting with friends. It's a moment of me time in a crazy life. Instead of trying to rip that ritual out of your life, let's biohack it. Here are 2 ways to redefine your relationship with alcohol, so you keep the ritual but dramatically reduce the negative impact. Hack number 1, the alternate rule. This is the simplest, most effective trick in the book. For every alcoholic drink you have, you must have 1 full glass of water. No exceptions. Have your glass of wine, and then before you even think about a second, you finish a tall glass of water. The why is twofold. First, it's about hydration and volume. You're countering the dehydrating effects of alcohol and physically filling your stomach, which naturally slows you down. Second, it cuts your consumption without feeling like a sacrifice. If you're out with friends for 2 hours, instead of having 3 drinks, you'll likely only have 1 or 2. You're still participating, still have a drink in your hand, but you have the load on your body. Hack number 2, the smarter sip swap. This hack is about changing the type of drink, not the act of drinking. The higher the alcohol content and sugar, the more stress you put on your liver and brain. So, make a smart swap. Love white wine? Turn it into a spritzer with a generous splash of sparkling water. You get the same flavor and chill but can easily cut the alcohol by 1/3 or 1/2. If you're a beer drinker, check out the world of light beers or the surprisingly good non-alcoholic IPAs that have popped up. If cocktails are your thing, ditch the sugary juices. A vodka soda with a squeeze of fresh lime is a far better choice than a rum and coke. This isn't deprivation, it's a strategic move to enjoy the experience with a lower biological cost. If you're finding these practical tips helpful, do me a favor and hit that like button. And let me know in the comments if you've ever tried a spritzer or a light beer swap. It really helps motivate me to make more videos like this. Now, for public enemy number 2, sugar. We're told that to have a clear mind and a healthy body, you must eliminate it entirely. The reality? Our bodies are wired to seek sweetness. Going cold turkey is a recipe for intense cravings and an inevitable rebound where you eat an entire pint of ice cream. The goal isn't to never taste anything sweet again. It's to reframe where you get your sweetness from and how you consume it. Here are 3 hacks to reframe your sugar habit. Hack number 1, the fruit first rule. This is your first line of defense against a sugar craving. When that 3 p.m. slump hits or when you finish dinner and want something sweet, your new rule is, fruit first. Eat a bowl of berries, a crisp apple, or a juicy orange. Here's the science: whole fruit is sugar, but it's packaged with fiber and water. The fiber slows sugar absorption, preventing the dramatic blood sugar spike and crash you get from a candy bar. Berries are a star player in the mind diet, packed with flavonoids that are associated with slower cognitive decline. While not a magic bullet, studies have linked higher berry intake in older women to a delay in memory decline by up to 2.5 years. You've fed your desire for sweet without the inflammatory hit of processed sugar. Hack number 2, the 80-20 dessert. If you still want something more decadent after the fruit, this is your go-to. Your new dessert of choice is high-quality dark chocolate, specifically 70% cacao or higher. Why? The higher the cacao percentage, the lower the sugar. But more importantly, dark chocolate is loaded with beneficial compounds like polyphenol and antioxidants, which some studies suggest have anti-inflammatory effects. It's a treat that can give back to your body. You'll find that 1 or 2 small squares are often enough to satisfy your craving, rather than half a bar of the sugary stuff. Hack number 3, the spice swap. This hack is for your coffee, tea, and even baking. Many of us pour empty calories and sugar into our morning coffee without a second thought. The trick is to replace sugar with spices that create the perception of sweetness. Cinnamon is the champion here. Adding a generous shake of cinnamon can trick your brain into thinking something is sweeter than it is. Plus, while the evidence is mixed and it's not a replacement for medical treatment, some studies on people with type 2 diabetes have shown that cinnamon may have a modest effect on lowering blood sugar levels. Vanilla extract and nutmeg are also fantastic options. You keep the satisfying flavor while drastically cutting down on the added sugars that contribute to brain fog. First, let me be crystal clear: you can't out-supplement a bad diet. Supplements are not magic bullets, they are supplemental. They are here to fill in gaps, especially where modern life can leave us deficient. Before starting any supplement, you must talk to your doctor and get your blood levels tested. This is about personalized health, not guesswork. That said, and with the major caveat that organizations like AARP's Global Council on Brain Health, GCBH, find insufficient evidence to recommend any supplement specifically for brain health, here are a few players often discussed for their roles in the body that you can bring up with your doctor. Vitamin D, often called the sunshine vitamin, many adults have insufficient levels. While studies show a link between low vitamin D and issues like depression and cognitive impairment, clinical trials on supplementation have produced mixed results. Correcting a true deficiency is important for overall health and may support mood and brain function, making it another key thing to get tested. Probiotics. You've probably heard about the gut-brain axis, the communication highway between your gut and your brain. Probiotics are beneficial bacteria that can positively influence this connection. An imbalanced gut has been linked to issues with mood and cognition. Emerging research suggests certain probiotic strains, often called psychobiotics, may help regulate mood, reduce anxiety, and even support cognitive function. For example, one study found that participants with mild cognitive impairment who took the probiotic LGG for 3 months showed increased cognitive scores. While promising, this is an evolving field. Think of probiotics as supporting players for your gut and brain health, which you can get from supplements or fermented foods like yogurt and kefir, but they are not a cure-all. Alright, a quick pause here. If you're interested in supporting the channel, I've linked a product I trust in the description below. Checking it out through that link is a huge help and allows me to keep creating this content for you. The lie we've been sold is that health after 40 has to be miserable. It doesn't. It just has to be smarter. It's not about restriction, it's about redefinition. It's not about quitting things you love, it's about upgrading how you do them. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. That's a recipe for burnout. The key is to start small. Choose one thing. Just one. So, what is the one trick you're going to try this week? Are you going to use the alternate rule next time you have a drink? Are you going to try the fruit first rule when your sweet tooth calls? Or are you going to ask your doctor about getting your vitamin D levels checked? Let me know in the comments below. And if you got value from this video, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss what's next. Let's start this conversation and prove that a sharp mind and a life you love can absolutely go hand in hand. Thanks for watching.